Hi friends, Katie Steinberg here. In case you see some strange snippet of a previous video, I have tried this twice now. So thank you Facebook Live, but we're going to do it again, and if you heard it once, well, here it is again. So a couple reminders before we go into this week's message. We have coming up our Sunday Soul Brunch on January 29th at Orman Brewing Company. Going to be a lot of fun. Berto doing music, Angel Swafflin doing the food, and all your friends there. So we hope you can make it to the Sunday Soul Brunch. This week at Missing Piece, we did archery together, which was a lot of fun and gives you a little context for this message. Without further ado. The earliest found proof of archery dates 9 to 10,000 BC. That's almost unfathomable. People were shooting arrows 6,000 to 7,000 years before they were writing language. People were stringing bows almost 11,000 years before they were speaking English. When most people think of this ancient art form, they think of it for war or hunting. But that is not all that it is or can be. The Japanese practice of kyudo, which means the way of the bow, is a craft synonymous with the pursuit of truth, goodness, and beauty. Kyudo compares archery to yoga, claiming the unification of mental and physical in its practice, but with the added benefit of teaching focus, discipline, and precision, with the immediate feedback provided by the target. Look, I've heard over and over in my life as a follower and a believer, people saying, I don't need to go to church. I find God in fill in the blank, on the golf course, on the water, at the beach, in nature, etc. And I think that really is possible. That claim coincides well with what we're doing at Missing Piece as we look for God in all aspects of who we are. However, while I think God can be found there, I'm not sure we always look. It's like we say about our breathing together. Most of our life is done in these shallow sips of air that just gets us by. But boy, are we missing out if we never breathe deeply. That's why we gather. Not because you can't find God elsewhere. You can. I pray that you do and you will. But it is a different experience. It is shallow sips of God that just get us by. The book of Hebrews says like this, "And let us consider how we may spur one another on toward love and good deeds, not giving up meeting together as some are in the habit of doing, but encouraging one another." When we set aside focused time to look and listen for God, when we are intentional, at least for a few moments together, we build off of each other's experiences. We think more deeply. We engage dormant parts of ourselves. We drink deeply, breathe deeply of the God experience here on earth. Jesus was always using people's everyday experiences to teach about who God is and who we are supposed to be. And not, I believe, purely as metaphor, though that is helpful and powerful as a tool, but it's because God is present in these things. God is making them new, renewing, resurrecting the trees between winter and spring, inspiring awe through the mountain ranges, imbuing food and drink with the power to draw people together, and so much more. Our archery event was the brainchild of Clint, who was our host along with his wife, Megan. And when we talked more about archery, what he loves about it, why he wanted to share it, I once again saw these beautiful tendrils of God stuff creeping in. See, when an archer is on the hunt, there is a certain oneness that happens with the environment and with the target. Senses are heightened. You can see, hear, and smell more clearly as you focus in, a deep, world-ignoring focus. Every breath is slow, deep, measured. The shot requires an almost intimate proximity with the animal and a stealthiness that levels the playing field between hunter and hunted. The disciplined hunter will wait for the right shot, honoring the wind, terrain, creature, all barely with a conscious thought. Then the time comes to release the arrow. The hunter sees the arrow hit the target in the mind's eye long before it meets its fate in the real world. And usually, more often than not, the result is a miss. A miss? Why go on this journey if more often than not it's a miss? Because it's not about perfection. It's not about hitting every target. It's instead about the experience, the intensity, the subtle lessons taught to the mind and the body, the hope of using those lessons toward a better outcome next time, and the connection with both the fellow hunter and the prey for the journey they've been on together. See, for a committed archer, archery will be a lifelong pursuit that never promises a steady return of prey, but always promises to shape the archer. And so it is with the journey we are on together. No one here will promise you a steady return of external reward from our time together. But like the archer, you are shaped each time by your experience and the oneness with each other and our target, God. So do I believe you can find God out on your boat, on the golf course, in your children's eyes? Hell yeah, I do. But the journey we take together, the ways we engage in an intentional recognition of God at work in the world, the thing that brings us back again and again, is what will sharpen your ability and mine to see God elsewhere too, heightening your sense and awareness each time we hunt. How incredibly grateful I am to journey with all of you. Amen. Thanks for tuning in, and just want to remind you, this week we are collecting children's clothing for a project to help kids get the clothes they need, predominantly in Venezuela, but also locally here in Volusia County. And one more time, our Sunday Soul Brunch is coming up on January 29th. So if you're in the area and have the opportunity, we'd love to see you there for some great food and music and just some meaningful time together. It's been a joy, my friends. Grace and peace.